Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome back everybody. Let's take a look again on euro currency. So you could see what the really dramatic performance we've got on the Friday and actually on the Thursday. While on the Thursday it was more or less according to the possible bullish scenario that we have discussed for the week. Friday performance, it was not absolutely surprising because right in the morning we have warned that existence of the untouched targets on the daily on the fall time frame chart is always the risk factor, and the hand and shoulders that we discussed could fail. But if you even have taken the long position, it was not the trading mistake. A bit later in this video I will explain why it is not a mistake. Speaking in the current situation in the economy and in general in the relative performance of the euro and the United States dollar, the questions to the European Central Bank and to the Fed Reserve is coming on the first stage. That's what we have discussed today in the weekly report. Skipping a chart, the European Central Bank actually has the last chance to change the rate, and currently market, well, it's almost 50-50 probability that it will happen, but we somehow suggest that probably they has more chances to do this rather than to not to do, just because inflation is relatively strong, and recent statistics from the European Union, as you could see, showing that inflation is not slowing down. The future expectations on the inflation in the European Union also is rising, but week after week the problems in the European economy is becoming more evident, and in fact it could happen so that in next month the problems will be so evident that it will not let European Central Bank to raise the rate. So we suggest that this will be just last chance, because currently they are still in the momentum of the rate cycle, and they could just take the last hike in September, and that will not be too hurt to overall markets, will not go against the expectations of the market, because, well, some market participants still expect that it should happen. And if they will still dare to do this, in this case euro could show some more or less positive performance in the nearest couple of weeks, but we suggest that it will be the swan song. We do not see any alternative to rising of the United States dollar in the nearest 6-8 months. So partially because of the economical situation, partially because of the political situation in the United States. Because in the perspective of the few months, we suggest that Fed still could increase rate not just once. So it might be happening in November, but also in December as well. Especially if we will get strong inflation data in September 13 within the 2 weeks. If this will be strong inflation, or at least not as weak as market expects, the downside action and acceleration here to the downside might happen even earlier, despite what the European Central Bank will do. So that briefly what were discussed, and if you would like to know the details, you could read the report. Speaking on the short side, as I said, so market is falling to our bearish scenario, and currently we could just stand focused on the 107 target. So that's where market is going. By taking a look at the weekly chart, you also could see that this is weekly fib level, and also the trend line on the weekly chart that lasts from here right there. So somewhere around 107 area we could get some bounce up. So once the OP will be completed, this will be weekly agreement area, and market could show a retracement, because we will get some kind of the information vacuum until the inflation report from the United States. So in this area, so technical reasons could take the lead and actually let market to move according to the technical picture, which suggests a possible retracement. On the fall time frame chart, the hand and shoulders that we talked about has failed, so you can see that market was trying to go higher but then collapsed. And that's the reason why we said on Friday that bears also should not relax and keep an eye on the possible failure, because possible failure is really one of the scenarios in the current situation, and it had not really small probability, because we've got untouched target. So here we have also the XOP that also has not been completed. Meantime, if you have taken long position here around the bottom of the right arm, that was not a mistake, because we had the pattern in place. That was the point for decision making. We couldn't know what the payrolls will be, and if they will be, for example, significantly weaker, we quite possible to get significant rally on the euro. So this is not a mistake just because we haven't broken our trading plan. We have not did something that was not in our trading plan, that breaking the trading plan, normal following of the points to our plan. So you do mistake when you are breaking your trading plan. So if trading plan tells you that you should not take the position, but you're taking it by some gut feeling, but some emotions or something of that sort, in this case you make the mistake. But if you're following the trading plan, but market just shows the different direction, this is just a part of the trading. This is not bad. This is just a result of the overall market performance and ensuring of the factors that you can't control. For example, the payrolls report. And even with this performance that we've got later, take a look. This was enough time to move stops to the break even, and more or less positive performance for the 30-35 pips. So market has shown this pullback. So from that standpoint, it was not really bad. Those who stand right now on the bearish side, if you're taking position on the breakout of this area, that's great. You also could currently move stops to the break even. Now speaking about the targets. So here we have really a lot of different targets. So we have 107.37 is the 4-hour time frame chart XOP. Lower, here we have the OP. Lower we have 127 extension 107.16 of this upper direction. Here actually you could even imagine some butterfly, right? And it's forming here. Then we have XOP 106.90. Around 107 we have also daily OP. So I would suggest that all these targets will be traded down by the few reasons. First of all, we have strong acceleration. That keeps minimum chances that market will remain above these lows. Once these lows will be triggered, market immediately grab all the stops that have been placed here and accelerating further. It means that the XOP that we have here probably will be passed just unsigned. So just hardly it will trigger any reaction on it. And we're going directly to the 107 target is just because it is the major target on the daily chart, which is overcome all other targets that we have on lower time frames. And XOP stands just 10 pips different from the OP, so it could be reached just occasionally by some spike around. So that's what we have currently. Of course, we do not consider at this point any long entries, and we just could keep an eye on possible minor pullback on the beginning of the week. If we will get lucky, maybe market will show the pullback somewhere to the 108.13 area. Hardly it will be higher than the 108.40, which was previously our support. Now it will be resistance, but more probable, just based on the speed of the drop, probably it will be just this level at the best point. So, and here we could consider possible taking the short position with further downside continuation. If you already have it, we'll just move start break even and see what will happen. Those who you would like to take the buy year, hardly you get any chances until market completes 107 major daily target. Somewhere around 107, maybe we could get some bullish signs on intraday charts, forming some patterns that could, well, become the starting point of some moderate pullback. But hardly will get any signs earlier than this one. So that's what we have on euro currency. Next week's promise to be really interesting.